it is me, Klarissica, here on Klarissicasays, where Klarissica says it all, and that is how I feel. So we are back with another video, guys. And per the title, you already know what we are about to discuss. I will repeat myself. Per the title, you already know what we are about to discuss, guys. So for those of you that do not know, and it's okay if you don't know, but for those of you that do not know, we're talking about Juneteenth, okay? Juneteenth is the newest federal holiday that was just passed by Biden, and it actually started the very first official federal holiday, mandated holiday, started last weekend, or this past weekend, June 19th, 2021. Juneteenth has been celebrated already by, of course, my people and others, but it originally originated in Galveston, Texas, in the year of 1865, June 19th. Okay, so basically, it is a holiday in remembrance of, basically slaves being officially governmental federal law free. And the reason why it originated as in June 19th or Juneteenth in Galveston, Texas, because those people in that small town of Galveston, specifically Texas in general, but Galveston, Texas was such a small place that they did not know what was going on. And as like a state itself, Texas was the last state to officially, get the announcement that slavery is officially done and the slaves are free. So Galveston, Texas basically the slaves were still enslaved after an entire year, because technically they had already put in effect for slaves to be free in 1864, and Galveston, Texas just heard wind about it in 1865. So it was a big celebration, and till this day, people still, before this being a national holiday, people were still in Galveston, Texas, still celebrating this as something that's very, very important, as it should be, So the point of this video is that now that it has been a national federal holiday, we are going to be paid for like how we're paid for other holidays. We're going to have to, take off. If you work on the day, you'll get time and a half, etc., etc. You're celebrating it like other holidays, as most companies should, because it's meaningful, and to show, morale, of course, your company should do something in commemoration of this holiday. So a lot of articles that I've seen have popped up basically saying that the company celebrated Juneteenth, which is okay, by doing a luncheon, which is in most cases what happens when you have Christmas. You do a luncheon, Thanksgiving, you do a luncheon. So I would expect the same thing for Juneteenth, right? But they had fried chicken and Kool-Aid. Now, y'all tell me if y'all had fried chicken and Kool-Aid on the other holidays. I doubt it. And if y'all did, y'all had other things too. But fried chicken and Kool-Aid, like for one of the biggest companies, Ikea, actually, specifically, I can read you an article saying that they had fried chicken and Kool-Aid, fried chicken and watermelon at their luncheon. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, that's food. That's what they normally have anyways. But it's kind of like, you already know this is the first holiday, official holiday, first year. I would stay away from any kind of food, any kind of movies, any kind of messages, photos, images, any kind of anything that can cause any kind of havoc, any kind of prejudice, subconscious and unconsciously, because you know how sensitive this day is, and you know how sensitive certain things can be. So yes, I would, even though I don't care if every single holiday y'all have fried chicken and watermelon, y'all need to have apples and oranges and mangoes and pineapples and all the other fruits. And y'all need to have baked chicken and ribs, or I would prefer ribs, baked chicken, ribs, steak, sandwiches, beef, hamburgers, hot dogs, anything but fried chicken but not fried, air fried the chicken. But like fried chicken and watermelon could be a slap in the face. Now, I'm not saying it was something that was purposeful, like, oh, because it's Juneteenth, we're going to give them fried chicken and watermelon, fried chicken and Kool-Aid, fried chicken, Kool-Aid and watermelon. I'm not saying that that's what they did. I'm just saying I feel as though, especially with the connotation that fried chicken and watermelon has for my race, or had, should I say had, for my race, they shouldn't have that. Because at one point in time, that was a way for laughter. That was a way for badgering. That was a way to bring people of my complexion down and to, basically mentally, emotionally abuse my people and me as a person as well. So yeah, I would have felt some kind of way if I would have walked into a luncheon and they're like, oh yeah, we're going to celebrate Juneteenth and we got fried chicken and watermelon. We know you guys like that. Like, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. I just feel like there should be some kind of consideration, kind of thought pattern to it. Even if, like I said, even if that's just what they normally do. Because, okay, you can get some Publix fried chicken and a fruit platter. I've seen it happen. But for Juneteenth, nah. Y'all better get them chicken tenders. And that makes a difference. Yes, it does make a difference. Yes, it does. It makes a difference. If it had been chicken tenders and not fried chicken, it makes a difference, y'all. Because it's the fried chicken. It's the concept of Annie Mae, the house mama that went out there and wrung the neck of the chicken and plucked the chicken and put the chicken in a hot pot and cut the chicken up, and then had to fry the chicken for you and then whoever the master was. Like, it's the depth that it's deeper than just the fried chicken. It's deeper than just the watermelon. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it should have been taken into consideration. I just find it funny. That's just my opinion. I'm going to read you guys this article regarding Ikea, so you guys have more details on that, because I was just like, like, let me know your opinions. Do you feel like it's that big of a deal? Do you feel like people are overdoing it? Do you feel like the company should have thought twice? What are your opinions? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's get into this article. So this one is from the New York Post. It says, Ikea Juneteenth menu with a watermelon and fried chicken sparks outrage. An attempt to honor Juneteenth has backfired spectacularly for one Georgia Ikea. An Atlanta branch of the Scandinavian furniture chain has sparked outrage with what employees are calling an intensely problematic menu, curated to celebrate the holiday, which marks the emancipation of the very last enslaved Americans, which is what I explained. They were the very last Americans that were enslaved to be set free a whole year later, after they should have already been free in 1865. On June 19 in Galveston, Texas. So to acknowledge the progress yet to be made, we observe Juneteenth on Saturday, June 19, 2020, begins an email acquired by TMZ, which was sent to employees at the branch last week. Look out for a special menu. Look out for a special menu on Saturday, which will include fried chicken, watermelon, mac and cheese, potato salad, collard greens, and candy yams. Now, I'm not going to lie, that's a good menu. But it's kind of like, only because you're only going you're only choosing those specific items because it's in, honor of Black people. So that's what Black people have to eat. That's what Black people want to eat when they celebrate. Like, that's how I see it. Like, I get I feel like, okay, the thought was there. They tried, but then it's like, you really tried it. You end up trying the employees because you did too much. That basically says because they're black, they have to eat collard greens, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, watermelon, all that kind of stuff, instead of just regular food items that, you know, you would normally have at these type of luncheons or have at these at these kind of functions. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it says look out for a special menu. So basically this is the menu specifically for black people, you know, for this black holiday. So you got to have black food. It's not as if, like, you know, I mean, I have to put it out there. It's not as if it's like we're from America. So it's not as if you have like fufu, that's like an African dish, or like jollof rice, which is like an African dish. Most Americans that are, you know, melanated Americans, black Americans, African Americans don't eat that stuff. So it's like you're signifying that that's black food, African American food. So that's what we're going to give to you as if that's what we eat every single day. And it's like, okay, that's just my opinion. The selection includes items that have historically been used to demean African American citizens through stereotyping, resulted in multiple employees calling out of work in protest, according to a local news channel. That's how I see it. So they tried, but at the same time, it's badgering and it's stereotyping to say that that's the type of food that they want, or like people would want, because they're African American. So you have to put that type of food on a luncheon. You could have put filet of mignon. You could have put, like I said earlier, steak, ribs, barbecue chicken, baked chicken, you know, salad, spaghetti, lasagna. You could have put anything, but because they are African American and it's an African American holiday we're celebrating, you gotta stereotype what kind of food you have there, because that's quote unquote what, you know, was the food that we were able to eat. And another thing, that type of food, by the way, you know, the fried chicken and the you know, the demonized food for African Americans foods were the foods that the, you know, masters or the slave owners did not want to eat. We had to make our food. So that makes it even worse. Like, we had to put things together to, you know, eat the way at that time how we ate, and how, you know, it still continues on. But that's it's just too much hurt, you know, that's associated with it. And for this to be Juneteenth, you would think they would have thought about it, right? Like the depth of it. So they continue to say, you cannot say serving watermelon on Juneteenth is a soul food item when you don't even know the history. They used to feed slaves watermelon, an anonymous employee told Atlanta CBS 46. It caused a lot of people to be upset. People actually wanted to quit. People weren't coming back to work. As many as 33 workers didn't show up in response, CBS reported, causing the store's manager to apologize via internet email. She said, "I truly apologize. The menu came off offensive," the employee recalled, but this wasn't significant for forgiveness. And the worker said the controversy could have been easily avoided if only people of color had been included in the team that chose the menu. True, they wouldn't have chose that. None of the co-workers who sat down to create the menu, no one was black. Basically, none of the co-workers who sat down to create that menu was black. They didn't ask any black person that what they wanted. And it would have been different if, as a whole, they agreed to do that. But the fact that y'all sit down, non-melanated people, non-African American people, no, you know, you're not quote unquote black at all, sat down and created a menu for black people, and that's what y'all came up with, that to me says a lot. That's just, you know, how I feel. None of them were black, she said. The following day, the store manager told CBS a new revised menu was released. The updated version included collard greens, cornbread, mashed potatoes, and meatloaf. And Sunday's menu, fried chicken, mac and cheese, collard greens, the employee said. An Ikea spokesperson sent the Post a lengthy statement noting that the lunch menu was created with the best of intentions. So they're trying to create a menu that has soul food, which I understand, but I feel like you should have included the people that you are honoring with the actual menu, so therefore there will be no controversy. In addition to offering Juneteenth as one of our paid holidays nationally, our Ikea Atlanta store has recognized Juneteenth with our co-workers for the past 4 years. To honor the day, a lunch menu was created with the best of intentions, including recommendations from Black co-workers. The spokesperson said, "We value our co-workers' voices and changed the menu after receiving feedback that the foods that were selected are not reflective of the deeply meaningful traditional foods historically served as part of Juneteenth celebrations. We got it wrong and we sincerely apologize. We're committed to educating ourselves and putting a process in place that will allow us to thoroughly honor Juneteenth in the future." So I do appreciate the fact that they actually are trying, they're caring, and they did it for, like I said, I don't think it was from a bad place. I just think that they should have did it differently, and they didn't do the first time right, they did the second time right. That's just true. The second time they added people and it came out right, they're not mad anymore. The sports person additionally noted that there were Black co-workers involved in the creation of the menu. Out of respect for their privacy, we cannot go into more details, and we take this as an important learning and shared responsibility. Yeah, after the fact, there were Black people that, once you revised it, so I can understand them doing a Sunday dinner. And a lot of times you do fried chicken Sunday. Again, it's the point isn't the food for me. It's just the way that it's not sometimes what you do, is how you do it. And so I think that's the lesson here. You gotta be careful with how you do. Things are very sensitive, and people, as they should, are sensitive to certain things. And this is just one of the things that people are sensitive about, including myself. So yeah, I would have thought it was kind of funny if I got a menu saying, "Oh, you're going to do fried chicken and watermelon because it's Juneteenth." Like, no, but okay, meatloaf, all right, baked chicken, okay, ribs, okay, things like that. Okay, I get it. It's just because those two items carry such a bad stereotype that it kind of feels like they're coming for you, or they're trying to make fun, when in reality they just want you to eat with food that has been historically presented during the time and until now. So I don't feel like they did it to be bad. I don't feel like they did it to comfort anybody. I don't think they had that menu to have malice or to make fun of African American people or their Black employees. I just feel like it wasn't done properly, and the proper steps were not in place for this luncheon. And I'm glad that they stepped in and fix the problem before it really did escalate. And this just goes to show for all the other articles, for the other companies that are out there that are going to celebrate, be mindful. Don't just do something off of what you like, because then again, it's still a holiday for us, so they still should have been involved from the very beginning. Hello. But see, that's how change is created. So now going forward, they're going to always involve one of us, an African American person with whatever plans they have, regardless if it's a separated planned holiday. It doesn't matter. They're going to include it to make sure that our voice is heard. And that's just the change we want. We just want to be included. We just want to truly be free, truly have justice, and truly just be a normal freaking American citizen. Like, all of this Black, white, Spanish, Hispanic, Chinese, Asian, all of that just is not the point. We just want to be Americans. Everybody just wants to be American. Everybody just want to be a human. And at the end of the day, there's only one race, which is a human race. And that's just the whole entire point of this. So with that being said, I hope that you guys like this video. Leave your comments down below how you feel about the whole Ikea situation and just these companies in general serving fried chicken, Kool-Aid, and watermelon at their locations. Do you think that they are doing it on purpose? Do you think that it's an honor? Do you think it's a problem? Do you think it's not a problem? What are your opinions and your thoughts? Leave them down below. With that being said, I will see you on my next video. I thank you for watching so much. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, like, and share. And I will see you on my next video. Peace, love, and blessings. Bye, my kings and queens. See you later.